The Supreme Court issued a closely watched decision today, in the final week of its term. The court ruled on Trump v. Hawaii, better known as the case about Trump's infamous travel ban. Now, this isn't the version of the travel ban that we all remember from the airport protests.
This is un-American, it's unconstitutional.
This revision, version 3, has been in place with very little fanfare since December, when the justices let it go into effect pending today's ruling. The issues in the case: does the president have the authority to ban people from specific countries from entering the United States? And is the ban a product of religious discrimination? In a 5-4 decision along ideological lines, the court upheld this version of the ban. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that it was well within the president's authority to issue an executive order barring people from 5 Muslim-majority countries, plus North Korea and Venezuela, from entering the United States. It's a huge statement on presidential power.
So the Supreme Court ruling was a tremendous victory for this country and for the Constitution.
The challenge, brought by the state of Hawaii, several individuals, and a Muslim advocacy group, pointed to President Trump's retweets and campaign promises specifically to bar Muslims from entering the United States as a reason why the ban was unconstitutional. Remember this?
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Chief Justice Roberts addressed that and said that it wasn't the court's job to denounce the president's statements, and that he was only concerned with whether American security was a plausible justification. The majority decided it was. The justices also said that since the ban allows exceptions and waivers, that was crucial to deciding that it was constructed based on legitimate national security interests and holes in the overseas vetting process. But the ruling could still leave open some avenues to challenge the ban's scope.
This is supposed to be an emergency provision of the immigration law. The majority takes it to be temporary, in part because previous orders issued by other presidents have been temporary. So one thing that's open to the challengers is to press for how long can this remain on the books.
Now, both the majority and the minority considered whether this case resembled Korematsu versus the United States. That's the World War II era decision that said it was constitutional to hold Japanese Americans in internment camps. Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote that the majority deploys the same dangerous logic in the name of a superficial claim of national security, as the court did in that shameful decision. The majority tried to make sure people didn't tie the two cases together. Roberts wrote that Korematsu was morally repugnant and gravely wrong, but had nothing to do with the travel ban. It's also worth noting Justice Kennedy's warning. While he agreed with the decision, he wrote that, quote, "the very fact that an official may have broad discretion free from judicial scrutiny, makes it all the more imperative for him or her to adhere to the Constitution and to its meaning and its promise." He added that an anxious world needs that commitment. A message pretty clearly intended for the President of the United States.